Hello, good morning, Captain. So today finally we are at our 20th episode.
So I'm back from Saudi Arabia in '92 when my first granddaughter was born. After seeing my granddaughter in '92, the question came to me, who's going to look after her? But these two, my daughter and her husband, the young people, they were 27, 28 years old. So every 6 months, I was coming to San Jose, California, just to be with my granddaughter. And every 6 months, because the visa was valid for 6 months, I came back to Bombay. My son was in this Wipro working there, and he was getting bored in India. So my son had hardly any friends there, so he was getting bored. So he was keeping himself busy with my money. He had put in the stock market, which I did not understand anything at that time. I had put it in bonds, UTI bonds and all. But then he took it out and put it in the stock market. In my 6 months going there and coming back, in 6 months in India, I used to go 2-3 months on the small ship at Kihim River in Alibag.
Yes, as we had covered earlier.
And another 3-4 months I used to look after my sisters, three sisters, problems. And my wife's three sisters' problem. Because most of the son-in-laws had passed away. So I had 6 sisters to look after.
So you were the family anchor.
Yeah, their bank problems, their property problems. I had to look after their finances. So that went. But in '96, suddenly my son went on H1B visa. We proceeded him to Boston. So then I had to look where he has put my money. So I went to the broker. He was also staying, Ramnathan. He was staying on 15th Road only. I said, I don't understand anything of this. And he had 45 shares that time. I said, can you tell me, reduce it a bit, and then I'll see whether I can understand. So he said, ye becho, wo becho. And then the next day the shares would go up. So I knew that the brokers also don't know anything. Then I studied for 3 months what is this stock market is. And then it took me about 3, 4, 5 years to get the hang of it. But then in '99, after my son left, my daughter applied for my green card. So in '99 the green card came. When the green card came, my wife went first because I was held up for some medical checkups. In 2000 I went also to this. After a year, my another granddaughter was born. And then my wife told them, now you go to another house, which, in San Jose, which she had rented it out. Go and stay there. I was a little shocked to me. Going there and not staying with the family. In old-fashioned days,
Yes.
it was
Thinkable.
She gave me a car and all those things. And me and my wife went and stayed in San Jose. When I started, my second granddaughter was 2 years old. We were looking after her in another house. But my daughter told her friends also, send your daughters also to all 2 years old. At the time, three 2 years old I was looking after, taking them to park every morning. My wife would only cook. I used to go take them on a toy train in Las Gatos Park. Then I go take on the sliding and all, give them some ice cream and all, and they used to love that.
So you were doing babysitting.
Babysitting, basically playing with them whole day, even changing their diapers and all. My wife only did cooking. I had to play with them hop, skip and jump. I had to play with them how to spin a top. So all those things went on for about 3-4 years. Then they started going to school. Then in the school also I used to go and meet their teachers. Diwali time I used to go to the function in the school, and I had to teach them how to spin. The American teachers wanted to learn how. I say it's not so easy. It requires a lot of practicing spinning a top and all. So I had a lot of fun.
So for a man navigating ships, you were spinning
But it
toys.
was a pleasure.
Spinning
pleasure
tops.
for me. It was a pleasure for me. So I did this babysitting till about 2008. Now, meanwhile, my son, he got involved with a lady in his working when he was working with Wipro, and then which not to my liking. I told my son not to marry. She was an American lady. When I came to San Jose, he went and settled down in San Diego. And every 6 months, my son and I and this lady used to come to my house, spend a week with us and go back. So that was my son doing. I was living on my own finance. I didn't take a single pie from my wife, you know. So and that was getting finished, and my house here in Mumbai was getting redeveloped. So I came into 2006. Now, I put all my furniture in go down because they were going to break. And 2008 I came back. I saw that my house was not complete. My house was the labor camp, the builder, because I was not there. I had the fourth floor completely. So I had to supervise. We stayed at opposite ISKCON. My brother-in-law's flat was vacant, and where my another sister-in-law was staying in the same building. So she was catering for us for food and all. My wife had broken her leg, so she was immovable, you know, and she was taking time. So I had to go single-handed from 8 o'clock in the morning to 8 o'clock in the evening and supervise.
This is a tough phase.
So when about 6, 7 o'clock, the workers used to go out to sweep the floor. And that time, one of the workers, they said, don't you have somebody to clean it for you? I said, no. So next day, he brought one of the workers' wife. She was 18-year-old. Can she work for you? I said, okay. I don't mind she working for me. So, but after about 1 week, suddenly she fainted. So I was shocked. So I asked her what happened. She said, I have not eaten for 3 days. I said, why? Jab builder deta hai paisa, then that time only I can buy food. And we are used to it, eating after 2 days, 3 days. As the money comes, but it was shocking for me, unbelievable for me. So anyway, in 2009, the house got completed. So this girl was there with us to help us. And my wife also came here. Now the children were in America. So, but this girl, after a year, she got pregnant. We were coming and going from America. I gave up my green card because my own money finished. I didn't want to borrow anything from my children. So my wife wanted to stay there. She had even taken American citizenship. I told her, your kids are here, grandchildren, you stay, I'll go. I stay in India because my money is there. Those days we could not take the money out. But she came with me. So after that, I was involved in the stock market, you know. So every time I went to America, I used to talk from there. Trading from there, I used to trade. I was active, I was very good, I was making a lot of money, you know, in the stock market. I understood the gist of it. So one day, my son-in-law heard me, said that, and he told my daughter, ask him how much money he has got, you know. So she came to me and asked me. I told her this up. After 1 week, she came back to me, Baba, we have not slept for 1 week. I said, why? Oh, we were shocked when we heard how much money you had. This is all money I had made in the stock market. God was giving me, but I had in my mind, God was giving me to give it to the poor. That is what. So I had, when my first maid got pregnant, she brought her own cousin. She was 14-year-old. She was working in Goa. She called her. She said, no, I can't keep the child. But how will I eat if I give up the job? She said, no, I'm coming to work. She came to work for me. These girls are with me now. Still there with me. The second one is also married. They're all staying at Danda in a house better than mine.
Oh, really?
They're a very happy family. And the children
and you bought those houses for them?
I bought them. I bought 2 houses, 1 bedroom, less than 500 square feet.
How much you must have spent for that?
I spent 1.2 crores.
For your maids?
Well, they are my life. The smile on their face is worth $1 million for me.
That's remarkable.
That's what. So they are happy. They all got kids now. And looking their happy faces makes me very happy. Okay? That's what happened.
Okay.
Okay?
So we stop here.
Yeah.
Take it forward next time.
Thank you.
Till then. Goodbye.
Bye.
That's great. Thank you.